Hello everybody, my name is Michael for Tactica Imperialis and welcome to episode 1 of my in-depth review of Codex Militarum Tempestus. I've just finished looking at Codex Astra Militarum. If you wish to have a look at any of that, there'll be a link to the playlist in the description. And I thought it would be a good time to have a look at the other Imperial Codex that came out at that time. I refer to it as the supplement, whereas some might see it as a codex that stands alone as in its own right. Personally, I think it's a supplement. So, I think I'm going to break this series down into 3 episodes. This first episode will be rules, orders, warlord traits, all the sorts of things that differentiate it from Codex Astra Militarum. Actually, it'll be every rule in the book because it's not that long. Episode 2 will be all the units contained within the book. And episode 3 will be the formations as well as my final thoughts. So let's go through special rules, orders, and warlord traits for this episode. So the only actual special rule that's a bit more universal and needs some explaining is voice of command, which is exactly the same as Codex Astra Militarum. A model with this special rule is known as an officer. You have one officer in this codex. It's called the Tempesta Prime. An officer can issue one order each turn. Orders are issued and their effects resolved at the start of your shooting phase. If you have more than one officer, or if you have an officer that can allow him to issue more than one order a turn, you issue and resolve each order one at a time. An officer can attempt to issue an order provided he is not A, locked in combat, B, embarked in a vehicle or a building, C, falling back, or D, gone to ground. These are pretty easy conditions to fulfill. You don't want to be getting guys who do orders into melee. You don't want them to be falling back and going to ground. You can easily get around this. Embarked in a vehicle is something you might have to work around. Issuing an order does not prevent the officer's unit from acting, such as shooting or running, etc., later in that phase. To issue an order, declare the order your officer is attempting to issue and select a single friendly non-vehicle unit from Codex Militarum Tempestus within 12 inches. This can be your own unit. So you are not able to issue orders to units from Codex Astra Militarum if you are allied with them or they are allied with you. Let that be known. The ordered unit must then take a leadership test to see if the order has been understood and acted upon. If the test is passed, the order takes effect as specified, as I will go through in a couple of minutes. If the test is failed, it doesn't. Simple as that. Unless an order causes the ordered unit to make a shooting attack or run, receiving it does not prevent the ordered unit from acting later in the phase, whether the order was successful or not. So if you get an order that says shoot, you can't do anything else. If you get an order that says run, you can't do anything else. If you get an order that gives you a special rule or something, then you can still shoot or run depending, and if you fail the order, you can still shoot normally. Orders cannot be issued to embarked units or units that have previously received an order that phase, whether or not it was successful. So if you issue an order and it doesn't go off, you can't then just use your other officer to give that same order again and try it a second time. Unless otherwise stated, orders cannot be issued to a unit in melee that's falling back or that's gone to ground. Again, you shouldn't be in melee with this codex, especially compared to Imperial Guard, because every single unit is more shooting based than melee based. Inspired tactics. If you roll a double 1 for your ordered unit's leadership test, once the order has been resolved, all further orders issued by enemy officer are automatically successful for the remainder of this turn. And in competent command, on the other side, if you roll a double 6 for the leadership test, the order does not take effect because you've failed your leadership test because you've rolled a 12, and no further orders can be issued by any officer for the remainder of this turn. Now there is one thing I don't understand, and that is if you are again allied with Astra Militarum. Does an incompetent command within Militarum Tempestus lock out the Astra Militarum? Because it says by any officer. It doesn't say officer from this book or from that detachment or anything like that. So I am curious about that. And the same for Inspired Tactics. I would suggest it has no carryover effect, but I couldn't be sure. So what are these orders? These are not the same as the Astra Militarum orders, so you do not get things like first rank fire, forwards for the Emperor, smite at will, bring it down. You have variations on some of those, but there are only 6. Let's go through them. Directed Firestorm Sanctioned. The ordered unit must make a shooting attack. When resolving this shooting attack, all weapons fired by models in the ordered unit have the twin-linked special rule. So that's good. Twin-linked on hotshot lasguns. I mean, you still don't get around the fact that your ballistic skill, that you're strength 3, but on high-value shots like melters, plasmas, or maybe grenades, then that's really good. I think that's great. Autonomous Fire Sanctioned. The ordered unit must make a shooting attack. When resolving the shooting attack, all models in the ordered unit have preferred enemy. This is again quite nice, but especially with high value single shot things that particularly that wound on twos, such as melters and plasmas. And it's okay on your las guns, but it's not as important. It's more useful for the reroll ones to hit. Close assault doctrine sanctioned. Yeah, they were really quite clever with the names of these orders. Literally, there is only one that doesn't end sanctioned. Anyway, the ordered unit gains the Crusader rule for the rest of the turn. Now, I don't understand why this is here, unless I've forgotten something. Crusader is to do with sweeping advances and possibly consolidation moves, both of which require you to be in melee. Now, as a Tempestus player, I would never want to be in melee. I'm a close range shooting army. So I don't think that's a very good order. I don't like that order at all. Advance on target. The order unit gains the fleet special rule for the rest of the turn. This allows you to reroll your run or to reroll one of your dice when charging. Now this is okay in the former regard. So rerolling your run means that you can get into position a lot easier, especially because of your short range. You're probably not going to be shooting as much as regular guardsmen would because you have 6-inch less range, so rerolling a run is good. Rerolling charges is pointless because you don't want to be charging with this codex. I've already said that. Suppression Doctrine sanctioned. The ordered unit must make a shooting attack. When resolving this shooting attack, all hotshot las pistols and hotshot las guns in the ordered unit can only fire a single shot, but they have the sniper and pinning special rules. Furthermore, the unit cannot charge in the ensuing assault phase. That's really good, and the reason that's really good is because it gets around the fact that you've got a god-awful strength. Because if you go from being strength 3 to strength X, you go from majority of the time wounding on 5s, because you're never wounding on 3s in just about any circumstance, so it's never a drawback, to wounding on 4s all the time, and having the chance to become AP2 if you roll a 6 to wound. This is especially good against monstrous creatures, because suddenly you're stripping wounds away on 4s, because you're AP3. Of course, there are a few exceptions, but you may get the lucky 6. Pinning is nice. I mean, it's nothing special, but it has a use, and it sort of mitigates the fact you don't have, is it precision fire? No. There is one order that gives out pinning as well in the Guard Codex. It's a way of getting around that. You can't charge, don't care, and it's only for hotshot las pistols and hotshot las guns. So if you've got special weapons, they don't get this rule. And they can only fire one shot. Now, because you've only got an 18-inch range, this is not as important as you might think it is, because you have to be within 9 inches to get rapid fire anyway, and a hotshot and a pistol can only ever fire one shot anyway. So most of the time, I don't think this is bad at all. If you're right up next to a unit, you may want to look at, or something like a monstrous creature at close range, you may want to consider the next order. Elimination Protocol sanctioned. The ordered unit must make a shooting attack against an enemy vehicle or monstrous creature. When resolving, all weapons fired by models in the ordered unit have rending. So this applies to your special weapons, so grenade launchers, hotshot volley guns, all those sorts of weapons gain rending as well as your las guns. So yeah, okay, you are still probably wounding on 6s against those monstrous creatures, but every one of those 6s is AP2 instead of AP3, which is okay. And with things like grenade launchers, who are normally wounding on 4s but AP4, you can get some good value out of it turning into AP2 every now and again. But it's better against vehicles, because it means that your las guns can actually hurt armoured vehicles that are armour 10 or 11. Grenade launchers can hurt land raiders, plasma guns can hurt land raiders, melter guns, oh my goodness me, they'll kill anything. Or they'll be penning anything anyway if you get a 6, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I think it's better against vehicles, but it has a use against monstrous creatures as well. So what do I make of those orders? The first one, Twin Linked, good order. Preferred enemy, pretty good order. Crusader, no, I don't think so, unless I've forgotten the rules for Crusader. Fleet, okay, maybe, some value in that. The sniper and pinning is really good if you're fighting Space Marines. It's one of the best things against Space Marines, because you go from wounding on 5s to wounding on 4s, and they're probably going to keep you at 24 inches anyway, so single shot is not a problem. And rending against vehicles and monstrous creatures gets around not having to bring it down, but I don't think it's that good. It's okay against vehicles, not so much against monsters. Warlord Traits. Now, some of these Warlord Traits are amazing. Some of these Warlord Traits absolutely suck. You can't well, you either get these or you go off the rulebook tables. You don't get access again to Astra Militarum tables because, well, you're not an Astra Militarum. It's kind of obvious. So, on a 1, you'll gain Dauntless Commander. The Warlord has the Fearless special rule. Thanks, I guess. Thank you. I don't see much value in this because, like, your HQs are all Leadership 9 and 10 anyway, and the squads are not big enough to really warrant having Fearless. I mean, a 10-man squad with a Fearless Commissar is the best it's going to get. Number 2, Grenadier. When throwing frag or crack grenades, the Warlord has the Twin Link special rule. Okay, that's not bad. I'll live with that. Twin Link crack grenades, BS4, yeah, okay. Or Twin Link blast templates, sure. When using crack grenades or melter bombs in melee, the Warlord has the Tank Hunter special rule. And this is really good. It's better with your crack grenades because it gives you more chance to actually hurt the tanks. But it's a good insurance policy if you're running melter bombs as well. Now, to get the most value out of that, you would have to pay for melter bombs on your Warlord. But it's only 5 points. So it's something you could probably do most of the time, especially if your Warlord is going to be a Lord Commissar. Intrepid Leader. The Warlord and all friendly units chosen from Codex Militarum Tempestus within 12 inches have Stubborn. Again, thanks. Considering most of the time my guys will be, what, Leadership 8? Is it Leadership 8? Yeah, will be Leadership 8. Stubborn Leadership 8. Okay, fine. No negative modifiers. Best used with order tests, obviously, because it means everyone in 12 inches will probably be able to receive orders at no negative modifiers to leadership. So if there are some negative modifier models around, I don't know, something that gives out an aura of -1 leadership, or if they're affected by Death Leaper, for example, then that could be okay. Number 4, Grab Shoot Commandos. All friendly units chosen from this codex reroll failed reserve rolls if arriving by deep strike. Thank the Emperor for that rule, because whenever I've played Scions, I know they suck at turning up on time. That 3+ reserve roll, you think it's going to be fine. They're always late. Or is that just me? It's probably just me. But I think that's really useful to have. It's only failed reserve roll, so you can't pass and then send them back into reserve if they're too early, but you can get them in quickly, which is never a bad thing. Furthermore, all units in the same platoon as the Warlord only scatter d6 inches rather than 2d6. Now, this sounds amazing, but I can't find a function that gives out platoons in this codex. Maybe I am being completely thick. I'm probably being completely thick. So somebody let me know in the comment section what I'm missing. But I don't see a way of taking platoons within this codex. Because the command squad is a HQ choice. Scions are individual troop choices. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm probably missing something. So please, let me know what am I missing in this that would help me explain why this is so good. I mean, if it's to do with attaching a commissar, that would be awesome to give a squad less scatter. Or if it's a full platoon with a Tempestus Prime, should I say, that would be amazing. But you've got to keep your Warlord off the table. Which, okay, I can live with that. Number 5, Drill Chief. I think this is the best order by a country mile. The best trait. I keep calling them orders. Traits by a country mile. When firing hotshot las pistols or hotshot las guns, friendly units within 12 inches of the Warlord chosen from this codex may fire an additional 6 inches for an increased range of 12 inches for hotshot las pistols and 24 for hotshot las guns, provided they did not move in the preceding movement phase. Now, this is so good because that 6 inches extra range is another 3 inches rapid fire range as well. It allows you to hit targets that are further away or drop rapid fire on units that are just too far away. And that's really good. You have to stay still. So if you are, I don't know, 18 inches away, then you're still not going to be able to just move into range and then get the rapid fire buff. That's not how it works. But it is really useful. I think that's a really good trait if you're planning to do it battle line style. If you're deep striking, not so much. But if you're doing it as a battle line or as a sort of area to hold things, great. Please note it does not affect Scions from Codex Astra Militarum. It specifically states from Codex Militarum Tempestus. Finally, number 6, Inspired Commander. The Warlord has +1 leadership up to a maximum of 10. If you're running a Tempesta Prime or a command squad as your Warlord unit, amazing, because of Clarion Voxnet turning all units around him to be leadership 10 for morale checks and things. That's great. On Commissars, meh. On Lord Commissars, they're leadership 10 anyway. It's pointless. So, in terms of who wants what order, Fearless, best on Commissars probably. Grenadier could go anywhere, probably best on Commissars. Stubborn Bubble, anybody could have that. Rerolling reserve rolls and deep striking minimum scatter, best I think on Commanders, although could be good on Commissars. Drill Chief, I'll take that on anybody, though preferably dudes who don't like deep strike. Actually, Commissars deep strike? No, I don't know. Commissars don't have deep strikes, so yeah, okay, that's worth thinking about. And +1 leadership, best on Tempestus command squads by a country mile. The Wargear list is, well, short. It's very short. There are 5 special weapons, the Flamer and Grenade Launcher for 5 points, the Hotshot Volley Gun for 10, the Melter Gun for 10, and the Plasma Gun for 15. Now, there's either been one incredible typo in this codex, or something just didn't work very well. So the Hotshot Volley Gun is 24 inch range, strength 4 AP3, salvo 2-4 gets hot, which is worse than the normal one because it doesn't get hot in the main codex. And yet, if I go to the Wargear list, it doesn't get hot. I don't know either. I'm assuming it doesn't get hot because it doesn't in the main codex, and it would just be weird if it did here. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Melee weapons, power weapon, power fist, could be a power axe, could be a power maul. Either way, it sucks. I don't like melee weapons in guard. Only a commissar could get any value out of those things. Special issue Wargear, Carapace armor, 5 points. Only useful on commissars because your Tempestus command squads already have them. Melter bombs, 5 points. Absolutely worth taking because you've got a Warlord trait that might make the most of them. And that's all your special issue Wargear. That's it. You have no relics. And your vehicle equipment is quite an extensive list, but I'll cover that when we get to the various vehicles in episode 2. This is the first codex I've reviewed with the datasheet format, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hope you found it useful. Oh, wait, hang on. One more thing. Sorry. Forget I said that. So, quick thing about allies. Your battle brothers with all armies of the Imperium. You know who they are. Allies of convenience with Eldar. Desperate allies with Dark Eldar and Tau. Why with Tau? I think Tau Imperium alliances are really cool. And come with the Apocalypse with everybody else. So Demons, Chaos Marines, Necrons, Orcs, and Tyranids. Okay. Same as Guard, basically. Though I do think they should have the chance to be better with Tau, because I don't like that about the new Everybody's the Imperium Allies chart. It got rid of some of the fun stuff that we had in the old one. But anyway. So that actually is the end of this video. So thank you for watching this first episode. I hope you found it useful. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like rating, share this video, leave any comments down below. Can you clarify for me what's going on with platoons? I'm probably being incredibly dumb, but I can't see it. So if somebody could fill me in, I'd really appreciate that. So thank you for watching this video. My name is Michael for Tactica Imperialis, and I will see you all again.